Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode we will be taking a look at the SOG XL Fielder, so stay tuned. So do you have a crazy uncle that likes to carry these really large black tactical folders and they're scaring the life out of your family and co-workers? Well, this could be a great gift for that crazy uncle. Now I hope you all understand that I'm sort of kidding, but I know there are people who are into all this tactical stuff and do sort of make people around them nervous. So this could be a great gift idea for them. It's sort of a buck 110 kind of looking knife, you know, the old conventional old old man style. Not to criticize old people or nothing, but they have a clip on it so you don't have to carry it in a pouch, and it has a thumb stud so you don't have to use the nail nick. So it sort of combines both and sort of has a nice toned down kind of look to it. But I came across it at Lowe's. I can't remember the price that I paid there, but I know online it's somewhere around $20 to $23. And you know, made by SOG. It's gunny approved. I don't know how a US gunny can recommend something made in China, but oh well. But I'm going to go ahead and break it out of the jail here, the blister pack, and we'll take a close look. So here is the knife outside of the crazy blister pack jail. It's pretty shiny. Here's the paperwork that sort of was stuffed in there, and you can see the gunny. I approve. I don't know. What do we have here? They have some information about how beautiful and new these fielders are, and you have the contrast of the grain wood against the high luster bolsters creates a visually appealing tension. Do you all feel the tension? The knife is comfortable as a daily carry or out in the wild. So this is being marketed as a, you know, EDC kind of knife. It's a really large. It's over 4 inches, that blade. So if you're in a state that is touchy about the size, this would not be the EDC for you. It's a traditional liner lock that provides reliability as well as ease of opening, and it will catch everybody's eye because it is shiny, polished like crazy. It will also catch every fingerprint if you just even look at it funny. Alright, again, made in China. However, it does come with a lifetime warranty, and it's designed in Seattle, Washington, because they don't want you to think everything was done in China. That's the only reason why I think people put that stuff on their packaging. Anyway, let's go over the specs really quick. I'll go ahead and open this up. And overall length is 8.63 inches. Product weight is 8.64 ounces. So guess what? This is really heavy. You better have your belt on or suspenders because it's going to weigh you down a little bit. The blade thickness is 0.12. You can see there. It's nice and thick. You got to make sure you angle this right because everything reflects back at you. You might have to wear sunglasses with this too. Okay, enough with the jokes. This is a folder. It is a liner lock. It has a highly mirror polish finish on both the blade itself and the bolsters. I don't know if these are stainless steel or that nickel silver nickel bolsters. I'm not positive because I've heard both in other people's reviews, and it really doesn't say specifically on the website. There is some nice wood here. Let's go ahead and take a nice look at that. Nice grain. Look at the other side. You can see the clip there. I really like there's a clip on there. And the hardness of the steel is 52 to 59 on the RC or the Rockwell scale. Now this steel is 7 CR17 MOV, which those of you who are into metallurgy, this is a Chinese steel, and of course this whole thing is made in China. Now the close length, and we'll go ahead and close it. You can see that's a liner lock. Close length is 5.5 inches. Open it back up because I'm going straight down the specs here. Let's see how well. Whoops. It almost opens up there. There we go. The blade length is 4.13 inches. So this is over 4 inches. Hey, look at that. You can see the camera there. And any other specs worth noting? It does have a clip. It's fixed only in this position, so it's for right-handers, and it is tipped down. Is this engravable? Yes, it is. It's so shiny, and there's so much metal there, bolsters and blade. You could probably engrave this and give it as a gift to that crazy uncle. This is a straight edge, no jimping or anything like that. The blade shape is a clip point. And again, the handle material here is some sort of wood. It doesn't state on the website anything other than it's brown. And then it says, specifically the handle color, it says brown, silver, wood. So it's silver, wood, and that's it. I really don't think anything on the website is stating anything else specific as far as materials. I wish it did. I don't understand why they wouldn't put anything else in there, but oh well. So anyway, let's go ahead and check lockup. I'm going to go through some tests here, and you can see that the lockup is really good. You know, it's behind the blade, but it has room to wear to the right there. And is it comfortable? It is pretty comfortable. It's pretty heavy too. The handle shape, I really like that handle shape because reverse grip, pretty comfortable also. Now there is a little bit of a flare out here because everything is pretty smooth, so that sort of helps try to keep your hand from sliding up onto the blade when stabbing. And this should be a pretty good stabber, being a clip point, and it is a pretty beefy blade there. Now let's see if we have any blade play. I don't feel any up or down, and I don't feel any side to side. That's pretty impressive. And you can see that behind the wood there, you can see the frame, the metal liner in there, and then this liner right here is pretty good sized liner there, considering. I consider the liner lock the weakest of the three, being the liner frame and then the lock back. I prefer the lock back of all the locks. As a matter of fact, I would absolutely love this knife and maybe even be inclined to give it a 10 if it were a lock back, but you know, it's a liner. You know, looking really close in there, it looks like it has nylon washers. You're probably not going to be able to see that in there, but it does have liner washers. Is this pivot screw adjustable? Yes, it is. It looks like they put a hole in the clip so you could sort of reach a torque screw down into there and adjust the pivot, so if there were any issues. And there's two torques here to remove the clip if you just don't like it in the one place it can be mounted. Now here's the sort of the thing that makes this different. You know, most people say just get a buck, just get a buck 110. There's a buck 110. The thing about a buck 110 is you don't get the clip, and when you have to deploy it, when you have to deploy it, you got to use that nail nick. Now this, you have a thumb stud. Now again, this seems like this is made only for right-handers because there's none on that side, but you have a thumb stud there. So this can be operated one-handed pretty easy, and you can pop it out there really fast with that thumb stud. Really, really nice. Now let's check blade centering. I'm sort of doing a review and the specs at the same time. That's something new. Okay, blade centering looks like it is pretty good, maybe slightly off to the right, but not too bad. It's just about centered. So far, so good. You can see that it's an open pillar design, so dirt will flow right through it, easy to clean out. Something else that's pretty amazing is that blade, even on the back, is sort of polished. So this thing really has a smoothness to it all the way around, all the way. So I'm really liking this. I'll tell you what, if you want to EDC a cheap, inexpensive knife that is still big, but not tactical and scary looking, this is my Cold Steel American Lawman. It's even bigger than that, but even though it's bigger, it just doesn't seem as frightening like costume on Halloween, you know? Alright, next test. I have some paper, and we'll go ahead and see how sharp it is. Do this around the camera, it's a little tricky. Let's see if it push cuts. Okay, not quite push cutting, but normal cuts, it's fine. So, whoops. Of course I mess up, because I'm reaching around. There we go. I'm sort of reaching around the camera, for the love of Pete. But it's hard to do this in the frame. Well, maybe it's not quite sharp. You know what? It maybe has some places it's catching. Not really. Tell you what, let me make sure it's not the paper. Believe it or not, you know, this paper was laying around. Sometimes it gets a little bit moist or gets a little dampness to it, and it makes it hard to cut. So let me get a fresh cut of paper and give this knife the chance it deserves, because again, I don't like to favor any knife over the other. So let's go ahead and there we go. See, so reviewers can, you know, rig their tests by changing their paper. See that? But it cuts paper okay. So it's not the, it does catch my fingernail too, so it's pretty sharp. It's probably very easy to sharp considering it's 7CR17, and it is a pretty deep hollow grind there, that it goes about 2/3 up on the blade, and you do have some flat area here, so you could mount a sharpening system if you have those kind that mount onto the blade. There's also like a false swedge up here. It's not sharp, it's just a false kind of swedge there. Okay, what's my other test I do? I think I need a piece of wood. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is just stab this while holding it. Let me make sure that lock is engaged really good. And I'm just going to stab this and make sure the point doesn't have any fundamental flaws. And we'll rock it back and forth. You can see it's going in there. Okay. There we go. You can see how deep it is. And you can actually see the wood separate there a little bit. Alright, so did the blade pass the test? The tip? I think so. What do you think? So, here's the deal. I also want to point out that this clip is a very deep carry clip. So even though this knife is giant, it really will sit very low in your pocket and barely show up. But when I first saw this knife, you know, it was inexpensive, and you know, everything just looks shiny, and the first thing that comes to my mind is I could have went to the flea market and got one of those Chinese flea market specials, because that's what they all, you know, they sort of look like to me, and that's what this sort of looks like to me, is a big shiny knife from a flea market. But I'll tell you, the quality is definitely not flea market quality. It is made very, very well. I'm really surprised. I really thought this was going to be a terrible knife, but it's not bad. I wish they could have put dual thumb studs and maybe made this a little more ambidextrous. So I'm going to take a point off for that. And the other thing is that I don't know, unless you're marketing this for the gift crowd to engrave and make it just a shiny showpiece, it's I would have liked it better if it had a different finish on it, maybe some sort of satin or brushed finish, at least on the blade. I think it's just too over the top blingy. But you know, if that crazy uncle likes bling, bling, there it is. So I'm going to, you know what, some people might like bling. I'm not going to take a point off for that. So I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. It really did a lot better than I thought. I really am digging it. I don't think I'd carry it around. I'd rather be the crazy tactical uncle, but I really think this is a great deal for those of you looking for something like this. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and you, and I hope you have a great evening. Take care. Bye.